Smoke. All of it is smoke. Formless and vapid, ungraspably vain. What did we profit? What did we gain? Smoke. It's all smoke. Generations come and generations go. The sun rises and falls and resets, just like the stars and the seas and the winds, and we're tired, more than our words can express. Is there anything down here of which can be said? Look, this is new, what a groundbreaking thing, because what has been is what will be, and it's smoke.
Welcome to Undersun. That's just how it is here. We can't help it. This is our home. We're carried by forces we cannot control. We're stuck on a planet that's revolving through space, victims of physics at the mercy of fate. What's the point? I said to myself with a sigh. We're born just to live a few years and then die. What do people on Undersun actually do? I'd answer those questions, or at least attempt to. For starters, I needed to find a career. So I took a job as a low-income sound engineer, and I made a few friends. I formed a routine, but I found myself bothered by polar extremes, not between good and bad, but between good and best. For example, was I made for work or for rest? Should I speak honestly or just keep the peace? Can I feel confident without feeling conceited? Should I seek independence or rely on my friends? Should I welcome new thoughts or keep close to the chest? Should I live for approval or just be myself? Both, said the culture. Sure hope that helps. That didn't help. If that wasn't clear, I get I need both, but how much of each? And on top of all that, I'm especially fatigued by the need to conceal my emotions, yet feel them, and it's heavy. Honestly, I wish it weren't so, but maybe that's how things on Undersun go. I'm new to all this, I just turned 24, and I haven't solved the world's problems before, but I guess as a Christian, I'm called to a lot. I don't know if I understood that or not, but bearing the weight of those tensions within was like bearing the weight of the cosmos themselves, but I wouldn't admit it. I wouldn't succumb to the spiraling circle my mind had become. I had to be braver and stronger and bolder. I had to carry the stars on my shoulders. I'm fine with the burden of polarized planets, of sobering questions and baffling answers, of grief unresolved, of futures unknown, of following my self-imposed ethical code, of stewarding my talents for others to see, of learning what on earth that remark even means, of controlling my destiny just long enough to make life feel purposeful under the sun, because I was Atlas, so I was convinced. A power-drunk titan endowed with the strength to seal the divine into Pandora's box, assuming God's thoughts were the same as my own, because now I was braver and stronger and bolder, resting Providence's work on my shoulders. But I wasn't suited for that kind of burden. My heart and mind knew that. My hands had to learn it. My joints began to buckle and crack from the weight of the cosmos I placed on my back. I shifted my balance in an attempt to suppress the sensation that I was in over my head. To my horror, I found myself losing my grasp on the galaxy I thought was mine to command. But no, I thought, I'd be fine on my own. I could carry the stars, and I'd do it alone. But my thoughts were derailed by the deafening crash of Orion descending and crumbling to ash, and the seismic collision of Venus and Mars fractured my confidence that I was in charge. And as Neptune careened out of orbit above, I knew I was losing the world that I love. But gravity wins, and it comes for us all, and the sky that I shouldered was destined to fall. If all of the planets would just stay in can't. I just can't. I thought I could, and I tried, but I can't. I'm so sorry. I thought carrying this weight was the right thing to do, but I sinned against God and I sinned against you. I'm free from the ghost, right? I live in the truth, but in my pride, I thought holding the stars was the proof, and it was all smoke. But someone has to hold it together. Who could carry in one hand the burden of fate and hold in the other my sanctification? Who could stand in the tension between heaven and earth? Take heart, says a voice that's quiet but sure. I have overcome the world. Jesus of Nazareth, the God-man himself, descended to Undersun and took on our flesh. He alone perfectly loved and obeyed, while perfectly holding the cosmos in place, and ascending a cross hung between earth and sky, he'd pay the full price for your sin and mine. With galaxy shouldering, arms stretched wide, he raised his head, said, "It's finished," and died. But that's not the end, because that Sunday he'd rise, defeating our sin and bringing us life, and that's good news, sure. But what about now? There's practical stuff that I've got to nail down, and that was the part that I misunderstood. When I grappled the cosmos, I thought strength was found in having this Undersun stuff figured out. But friend, true strength is found in the height and the length and the width and the depth of his love. Love defies all of Undersun's maxims and laws. Go figure, 'cause Jesus' thoughts aren't like ours. Love fills us with all of the fullness of God and gives us the courage to bear our own cross. Listen, don't miss this. God doesn't need help. He invented the fabric of space-time itself, but obedience in the mundane or simple or boring is bearing our cross as God makes us holy. It's more than a spiritual band-aid to hide my questions and cares and afflictions behind. This is faith, it's orbit, it's tension in motion, entrusting my purpose to someone who loves me and knowing that even as victims of physics, Jesus is powerfully working within us. And now that you're grounded in infinite love, lay down the planets and pick up your cross. Pick it up when the questions of life are too great for our finite and limited minds to explain. Pick it up when wandering the circles of grief strikes at the heart of your deepest beliefs. Pick it up when the slanderer spits in your face, 'cause you aren't the hero and they need his grace. Pick it up when you're hopeless and chained to your bed, trusting that God isn't done with you yet. Pick it up when the strangers Christ settles nearby. Strengthen your courage and shatter your pride. Pick it up when in love they take hold of your hand and widen your circle to let others in. Pick it up when the treacherous tempests of time mean leaving a season you treasure behind. Pick it up when your circumstance captures your thoughts, because duties are ours and events are the Lord's. Pick it up when the vanity under the sun tempts you to question omnipotent love. Pick it up when you realize you're not in control and it feels like you're falling or flying or both. Pick it up when the phantoms haunting your mind threaten to smother the fire inside. Pick it up in Christ's strength, child of the King. Leave all resulting. Do the next thing. Lay down the cosmos. They're out of your hands. Just follow him closely, believing you can, and I know that you can, because of what Christ has done as you're rooted and grounded in love. Now to the young, I'm talking specifically to you. Will you remember that love in the days of your youth, when life is confusing and choices are hard, and you're tempted to carry the weight of the world? Please consider the one who already does. And to all of us, the end of the matter is plain. Love Jesus most and do what he says. Your purpose is found in no more and no less, and that's the legend of Atlas, of strength not my own. that carries the stars and comforts my soul. It's a paradox, friend, that I hope you can see. Alone we can't be strong, but in Christ we can't be weak. And one day he'll free us from under sun's plight. He'll dry every tear and make everything right, and he'll come to claim his bride. She'll have a flame inside. She'll be unstained by lies. She'll rest in ancient might, and she will be clothed in white.